All of these dances that I taught today speak to me, but the last dance that I did was Lili. This is a dance that I learned from my grandfather. I mean, this is not typical in Americans or Western Europeans. They cannot say that. I learned a dance from my grandfather, but I learned it, all of it. I learned the commands. I learned the way he did it. I tried to copy him. I danced to him. I was a little, little boy dancing with him and like shaking. I'm dancing with my grandfather. And I learned it as a kid. Then as a teenager, I continued doing it, and it was very valuable for me. It's like why he did it and how fun he had from it. So that's a dance that really it's important to me. And today I talked to the dancers and I told them that it's something that if they decide to do it, I wanted to do it right, and I want for them to remember all the commands and all the sequences and to do it right. Don't change it. This is a dance that doesn't need to be changed. There is no need to make it crazy and to make something fancy to it. It has everything that you need. And if you have this and the knowledge, and if you know where you're coming from and the style of the dance, and it's gonna be perfect. It does reconnect me to him. He didn't. I was at the choreography school when I was actually just moved to the United States when he passed away. But there is a film that he's dancing in one of the big festivals in Bulgaria, dancing into it, and every time I see it I was like, oh my goodness, it's important to him. It was very important to him. My grandfather lived to dance. Every time, every possibility, because in Bulgaria traditionally the whole village was engaged and everything. For example, I have a birthday, I will have musicians there, I will hire, they will come in town, so the whole village is involved to dance. They're all welcome, and he loved it. Every opportunity he has to dance, he will be there. He will dance, and he will be like very proud of what he needs. So it's kind of like that reconnection, and I always talk about that history. Also, my father is a dancer. My father is a choreographer. So my father actually stepped a little bit. So he started a company in our village, and very successful. He had a school and all of that, and for many years. When I decided that I'm going to be a dancer, and he was like, no, that's another profession. You're going to be like freelancing and making $0 per hour as an artist. I mean, the dance, as I said earlier, the dance is the final thing of everything. But if you really care about your tradition, you should learn about the tradition. You should learn about the verbal tradition, about the singing of music. Because singing and music, it's something that it's very important, and every culture has something different that it's very unique. Literacy, all of that, the art form of it, artists who painting, there is something that provoked them to do that. And that's very unique for every culture. Even though that we're in a global community, now we're trying to make logic of all of that. And we sometimes have explanation for it, but it's not necessarily connected to your culture. And you have to learn the culture the way it is, from your grandparents, and listen to stories. I mean, I know all the stories. My grandparents and my grandfather, they will sit and telling me stories when they were young. And those stories are so dear to me, and I remember everything, every detail about it. And it's interesting how you start from the story and then you get deeper into the culture about music and how they make the songs about their lives. Why they make the songs about their lives, hard or happy or love or all of that. So it doesn't have to be dance, it can be just story.